Joe, if you're a stripper, what would your stripper name be?
Ooh. I've thought about drag name a lot. I don't think I've ever thought about stripper name. I think it could still go like Gloria Hole. It was always one.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's actually a really good one.
Yeah, that was always my go-to drag name was Gloria Hole, and because
No, I don't. Actually.
glory holes, glory holes.
Oh my God.
America's Next Frontier.
I'm super. I think I'm Chalk the Thunder. Yeah. Let these thighs make you quake, like something like that.
I guess if I had to think if I was like a male stripper, as I am now, I don't know. It'd have to be Harry something.
Harry Hole.
Harry Hole. I mean, yeah. Beach Fuzz.
The reason why I bring up strippers,
So speaking of strippers,
is because I watched a movie over our little break called Anora, which currently right now has the most wins of any movie so far this award season. And when I tell you this movie does not deserve any of these awards, it really doesn't.
okay, I need everyone to know I haven't seen it yet, so I am not subscribing to this yet, but I can see certain things.
So, okay, first of all, I just want to tell you my experience. I was off. I had nothing to do at work, and I was just like, it was the last day that I was going to be in theaters. And so I said, you know what? I'm just going to go to the movie theaters by myself, which I never do.
Yeah.
So this is the first time maybe second time I've ever been to the movie by myself. And then I realized this is a movie about a stripper, and I was just like, dang, am I that creepy guy? Am I that creepy guy that's going to the movie theaters to watch, there's probably going to be some naked women in there.
Were you alone in the theater?
That's the worst part.
No. So here's the thing. The worst is when you're alone and then you see one.
What? No, that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. I was chilling. Like, I literally brought my laptop to, like, do some work or something like that. I was just like, I'm just watching a movie and whatever. And then this other guy comes in and I was just like, bro, and he's one row in front of me.
What?
And I'm just, exactly. And I'm just like.
He must have seen you there and he's like, I'm going to sit right in front of
one
him.
row, 3 seats over. And I was just like, bro. Okay, I'm like, all right, man. I guess we're watching this, and then
somebody was cruising,
and then the literally first scene is titties, and so I was just like, God dang it, man. I was like, statistically, one of us is the creep. Yeah. I know I'm not the creep, so
just two perverts trying to keep their heads forward. Just keep it eyes on the titty. Don't look at each other.
God.
No eye contact.
No, so Anora is a movie about a stripper. She's at a strip club. She's dancing, and then this random Russian guy comes in. He comes in. They have a good time. He seems like a teenager, like he's freshly 18, but I guess he's like 21, 22.
Yeah.
And so she dances on him, stuff like that, because he asked for some girl who speaks Russian, and so she has Russian like blood in her, and she speaks Russian. And so they kind of hit it off and everything like that. Well, then I guess she's not just a stripper. She's also a sex worker. And so dude's like, hey, come over to my house. Obviously, this man is rich as hell. Like, has huge house, huge everything. And then he starts paying her for sex. They start having sex. And then it just, when I tell you, it's basically like Pretty Woman. Where it's like, hey, will you just be my girlfriend for like, the next 2 weeks? I'll pay you.
Sounds like the dream.
Yeah. I know, right?
Getting dicked down by a Russian dude in a penthouse and getting paid to do it. God,
Yeah.
like anyone who talks bad about sex workers, you're just jealous.
Like facts. Like facts.
Like you wish you had that pussy to earn that money.
And so basically they party the whole time. They're going crazy and stuff. They're doing drugs. Hey, fuck it. Let's go to Vegas. They go to Vegas and then they get married in Vegas.
No, see, this is where the party's going too far.
And then the turning point of the movie. So like, to be honest, that's like the first half of the movie, which I thought was like, okay, where I'm like, all right, cool. This is gonna, be maybe a love story or something like that. Cause that's what all the promo is that this is a
Yeah.
love story. The trailer, love story, the poster, love story.
Yes.
And then they come back, and all of a sudden, ring. The person who's supposed to watch over him, because again, they rich family, daddy's rich. Daddy's like billionaire rich.
Yeah.
And so he's like, hey, what the hell just happened? Like, what's going on with my kid? And he's like, oh shit, I think they went to Vegas. What happened to Vegas? Finds out that he married, who the hell did he marry? He married a fucking stripper. What? You fucking get your ass down there right now. You annul that fucking marriage right this second. And so basically from that point on, two guys, don't know this guy's name. I'm not going to pronounce his name because it's Russian. I'm going to butcher it. But he's supposed to be like a Russian comedian.
Like Yakov Smirnoff.
Yeah. So like these two dudes come in and they are funny. Like he's funny. Like it actually adds like some comedic relief into the movie, which I kind of enjoyed. But homeboy takes off and leaves. Like he's running away. He doesn't want to get caught. And so then it's the girl, the stripper, and like 3 bodyguards. And then basically the rest of the movie is we got to find the boy.
Huh.
Because we're going to try to annul this marriage.
How far into the movie did they get before this happened? Like, is this the majority of the movie is them trying to find him?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. And so like I would say that's probably like that's the halfway point.
Yeah, okay.
And so like basically, at least for me, it is literally Pretty Woman if it was realistic.
Are you telling me Pretty Woman isn't realistic?
Yeah, no, not at fucking all.
Are you telling me Richard Gere isn't going to sweep me away at some point if I start selling it on Beverly Hills Boulevard?
Every stripper's dream. Like legit every stripper's dream.
I don't know. I saw him in The Agency really recently, and I still would. I like me some Richard Gere, but again, I have a daddy issue.
Yes. And so like not going to spoil the end, but again, if Pretty Woman was realistic, that's what happened. Especially when when the main guy is only like 20 something. So, and it's daddy's money, not his money.
Yeah.
So I think Mickey Madison, who's the main character, I think she did an amazing job. I do think she deserves a nod. Don't think she's like best actress of the year. But I do think she did a great job. I felt realistic in that aspect. Parts of it was funny and everything like that. I just don't know the hype about that. Like that's my biggest thing. I give it a 6 because I think it's a good movie. Wouldn't ever see it again though.
So I think the hype is surrounding, like, we've seen strippers in movies. We've seen a lot of things. And I think this is one of the most honest and earnest storytelling. Again, I haven't seen the movie, but what I've seen the press surrounding it, the first thing I ever heard about this movie was them inviting a bunch of strippers in to view the movie, and they all did like a standing ovation, but with their like pleasers on. There's like really high heels, and they're all like clicking their heels together.
Oh my god!
And so like I think the hype is surrounding like giving strippers and sex workers an actual platform and treating them like people.
No, because that's what the director's like job, like his focus was just to make sure that like, hey, I want to make sure that sex workers are portrayed in like a better light than like what most people think. Like literally at one point, like in the movie, they corrected, hey, like don't call me a prostitute, like don't call me this, or like, hey, you should be. And so like saying actually like things of like pushing forward like sex workers, just again, everything that happened in the movie, like you easily expect to happen.
If you ever want to watch something about a really good stripper show, I don't know if it's necessarily good in that sense. P-Valley is an amazing show.
I've heard nothing but good things about P-Valley.
Love P-Valley. I'm still praying that there's going to be another season, but
yeah,
not happen. But I think that's where all this hype is coming from. I think that's where it's like actually treating sex workers like people for the first time in media.
Yes, instead of just the dumb bitch that like the one powerful dude fucked, and then like you interrogate her from some bull. Like that's literally what all prostitutes or sex workers were in TV before.
Just terrorized.
Yes.
Like just actively terrorized by white men.
Yes.
And so, and I mean, this isn't like she's still getting terrorized by white men, but it feels like she has a voice in this scenario.
Yes, she definitely has she has a voice until she doesn't have a voice anymore. Yeah. And that's when I felt like reality hit. And it's just like, hey, no, these people are billionaires and you're just a stripper. And so like I can buy your entire club if I really wanted to. I can like it's like you make stripper money, like you make good money, and then you make real money, and you're like, you don't compete with us.
No. And so I think that's where it's coming from. And and you know, the people voting on this, they probably have a lot of thoughts about strippers.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's a good movie. Like, don't get me wrong. I wasn't bored or anything like that. I just wish more. Yeah, I just wish more would happen. Something crazy. No, there really wasn't like a big twist or anything like that. It was more just like I saw everything coming because I have my head on straight and I understand reality. Like, but I definitely think it's a good watch. Don't go to the theater by yourself if you're a man. Because then it looks creepy.
Don't go see stripper movies by yourself.
No, yeah, straight.
That's like going to the strip club by yourself.
I don't know which one's worse, to be honest. I think going to a stripper movie by yourself.
Yes, I think
is worse than going to a strip club by yourself.
At least we know why you're at the strip club. Why are you at the AMC on a Tuesday afternoon?
Bro, don't stop outing me like that.
I do work across the street from a strip club, and it is crazy seeing who's.
Oh, there is a strip club right across.
Bazookas, girl. Shout out if you want to sponsor. But
that's crazy.
But like seeing who goes in at midday. What times? Oh, all times of the day. There's just a litany of old men going in there by themselves.
Like unless you got like it's different in Atlanta because they actually have good food and like it's actually food and people act, there's actually a real culture of like this is a food stop like you don't follow NBA but during COVID, this one dude, like they're all in a bubble, like to do the playoffs.
Yes.
You're not supposed to leave. One dude left.
Yeah.
Go to Atlanta because he had a funeral and then he went to the strip club, but he went on a podcast. He's like, bro, no. Like, if you don't understand, I literally went for wings. Like, I'm not here for like, ass and titties and everything. Like, I just wanted wings. Wanted some food before I got to go back to the bubble.
And that's what's crazy these days is why is strip club food less expensive than fucking McDonald's?
That is wild.
And it's better.
And I get titties in front of me?
Like what? I will say.
Support women business?
I don't even know. See, I've been to like male reviews and like stuff like that, but I've never been to like.
You never been to a women's strip club?
No.
I wonder why.
Yeah, it's just never come up. But no, just like but that's the thing at gay bars. There's always like a go-go boy going. There's always go-go boys going, and that's what's interesting about like queer culture.
None of your lesbian friends.
Most lesbians don't. Here's the thing. A lot of lesbians I know don't feel comfortable going to a strip club where they are surrounded by men who are acting like that, and then being a woman enjoying it next to a man who's enjoying it is, I don't know. It just there's been conversations, but it just hasn't come up. And also like Kansas City strip clubs.
No.
Yeah, no. I've knew the girls in college who worked at them, and I wouldn't go.
Oh my god. Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
You wanna go down to the Fantasy Ranch.
If you're in Missouri, do not go to a strip club. You're down bad.
I knew people who would go out of their way to go to the Fantasy Ranch because Warrensburg, it's right outside there, and I never went. It never really enticed me. I did. Yeah, no.
So there's a strip club like probably like 5 minutes away from here, and drove by it it's changed its name to, like different owners like million times. I never wanted to go, and randomly I had to drive a drunk guy home, and he was just like, take me to the club because he lived literally like 2 blocks down. I was like, no. And he was just like, hey, I'll fucking give you $100. And I'm like, I got nothing else to do, so like, why not?
Did you have to like go in with him?
Yeah, I went in with him.
Okay.
And again, like I'm like 23, 24. And these guys are like one guy that we were with is like 40, like late 40s. He was the creepy guy. He was blackout drunk though. And then like the one girl was talking to me, and I was just like, okay. And she was just had the conversation, had to get on sex, and she straight up was like, yeah, I don't like to have sex with condoms. And I was just like, okay, good for you. I was like, but I was like,
don't worry, I could smell it.
I was like, you're on birth control or anything, right? And she's like, no. And I was like, what?
That is a Raytown stripper for you.
She straight up was like, I like the fear of getting pregnant. That turns me on.
It's kind of like Nicole Kidman and Baby Girl. like
there has to be real stakes.
Yeah, that was her whole thing. Is she needed the high stakes. She needed it to be salacious.
Yes,
that's fucked. But also exactly what I would expect from her.
Exactly what you expect from a small
town stripper.
Yes, no. So yeah, after that, I was just like, yeah, strippers just don't do anything for me. So.
And see, male strippers are always interesting because they will literally do anything for $1. They do not care.
Yeah.
And they're cheaper too. Male strippers are cheaper.
Hey, what you doing on my wife's batch?
That was crazy for $20.
For $20.
For $20, that was crazy. And he wished me happy birthday 3 months later on Instagram.
Hey, you know what? You're an impressionable guy.
That $20 stretched far.
You did. You got in the bank for your buck. Literally. But yeah, Anora. All right movie. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, no. Don't get the hype. Do not get the hype.